Hey, it's Claude Collier here, and this is the automated webinar funnel. So, the thing I like about this particular webinar funnel is that compared to the standard ClickFunnels templates, this one actually gives the impression of a live webinar. And I'll show you that in a second, but let me quickly go through the pages. So, we've got a registration page, and then once they've completed that, they're then going to be taken to the countdown page, and this is going to give them a countdown to when the webinar starts, so they can either bookmark the page or they are sent an email as well, where they'll just be able to simply click that link, and as soon as the countdown has hit 0, that page will then be redirected to this webinar broadcast room. So this is where the webinar is held. Then there's a replay room. We've got an order. Well, what happened there? We've got an order form, and we've also got an order confirmation page. So let me show you what this registration page looks like. Okay. Okay, so this is what the registration page looks like. And when they click this link, you'll see here that they can select their desired day. So if they want to watch yesterday's replay, that's just going to take them straight to the replay room. If they want to select a particular day so that it gives that live look or that live feel, then they can select that. And the best thing about this is that as soon as they select it, they'll be given a time here. And this just works in with their local time. Okay, so at the moment it is 10:47 a.m. on the device I'm using. So if I use, and it's currently Thursday, so if I use this Friday at 11 a.m. and if I register now, it should be 1 day and a few minutes away over here. See, this just works in with their local time on their device that they're using. So once that time hits 0, this is then redirected to the webinar room, and I'll quickly show you what the webinar room looks like. This is what the webinar room looks like. So this is going to give you that live look and feel of a webinar, even though it's a replay of a previously recorded webinar. So what you want to do is you want to just embed your video here. And to the side here, you'll see this little chat box. Now, this chat box is only for show unless you have FunnelU, and I'll have a link to a FunnelU below this video as well, and that'll give you a 2-week free trial of FunnelU and also CF Pro Tools as well. And so I'll explain how this works. At the moment, if you do not have FunnelU, you can still have this look, but it's not going to actually gather any information for you. But if you do have FunnelU and you insert your code, then what's going to happen is when people watch your webinar, they can enter their name and their message, click send, and initially it's just going to, they're only going to see their messages. Okay, but it's going to timestamp their messages. So if they say they messaged at 13 minutes, 17 minutes, and 40 minutes in your webinar, those messages are going to be timestamped, and everyone else's messages that ever message here will be timestamped as well. And then at any time, once you've gathered all these comments, at any time you can switch this chat box over to live, and anyone that then watches the webinar, all these messages from previous attendees are going to show at the time that they that they messaged in their webinar. So if they messaged at 17 minutes, 20 minutes, and 40 minutes, during this next person's webinar, they're going to see their comments appear at the same time that they actually messaged during their webinar. So that's a really cool feature to have, but that's only available if you have FunnelU. You can still have this look if you don't have FunnelU, but you don't have the that feature. Okay, and another good thing about having that is that you'll have all the questions, and if your webinar isn't actually answering those questions that your customers have or your attendees have, then it's actually good to have Funnel U, because you can just add in extras in your presentation. Okay, so what you want to do is eventually have a webinar that is perfect. Okay, you've answered everyone's questions. If you don't have all these new questions that you haven't already covered in the webinar, then you've got the perfect webinar. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this all works shortly, but I also want to show you this bit. This is where you would place your offer. Okay, so you'd place your offer here, and this is only going to appear when you actually make your offer in the presentation. So you just want to time delay this part as well, and I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, so let's quickly go back and let's go back here. I want to show you what the replay room looks like. And this replay room, let's open that in an incognito window. So this replay room is basically what the standard templates will look like with your live view, your live webinar. So if you've got the standard ClickFunnels templates, this is probably what it's going to look like. Okay, it's going to look like a replay room, and that's what it looks like here. So I've got some points here. If you wanted to add this, you can leave it in as it is. Otherwise, you can just remove it. But if you've got some key points that you want to point out, so this key point starts at 11 minutes. You can have this sort of thing here. I find that this works really well with replays, because people can just fast forward to those particular points. Especially if they've already watched the webinar, they might want to know where those key points are. Okay, so let's quickly go back. Now I want to show you the order form. Okay, this is what the order form looks like. Now you can either decide just to have the one plan for people to buy, or you could look at having a payment plan as well. So you've got two options here. So it's totally up to you if you want to use this template or not. You might want to create your own template, but this one is here if you want it. Okay, and then we've got the order confirmation page. So just a simple order confirmation page. Now let me show you how this works. That's not it. Let's go into our broadcast room. So this is the main page that we want to go through. If we can edit that page. Okay, so in Funnel U, if you grab Funnel U, you'll be able to insert your custom code into here for your JavaScript, or for your chat box. So you'd simply just delete all this and paste your chat box in here instead. Okay, and what you want to do is just embed your video into here, and what's going to happen is no matter what type of video it is, whether it's YouTube or you've custom embed your own video, it's going to automatically play, and people aren't going to be able to skip through the webinar. Ideally, if you want to give it that live look, then you don't want to have a YouTube video in here. You want to just custom embed your own video. Okay, now down the bottom here, what you want to do is, let's just say an hour into your presentation, you want to show your offer. So you want to make sure this is green. So you've highlighted this entire section. So just make sure it's green. You want to click on this gear icon. Then you want to go into advanced animations, and then you want to go time delay, fade in or fade in with scale, and then we want to go 60 minutes. So at 60 minutes, we want to make this part here appear. Okay, so if we click save now, that's not going to appear for 60 minutes. And let's preview this. Okay, so this little link down here, this little thing down here that we've just hid for 60 minutes, that's not going to appear obviously for another 60 minutes. Okay, so that's how that's done. And there's another thing I wanted to show you here. Actually, we'll go back first. In our automations tab, okay, when people register, let's go to our automations tab. So what we've done here is that each individual person who does certain steps in our funnel or in our webinar is going to receive a different email. So this bit up here, everyone's going to receive them, webinar confirmation, and a reminder of when it starts. So this is going to be sent out immediately, the webinar confirmation, then the webinar starting time, depending on which webinar they've signed up for, this is going to be sent out half an hour before it starts. Okay, so if they miss the webinar, then they are going to be sent this particular email. If they attended but missed the offer, so remember when we have an offer on our webinar, we want to record that time, and I'm going to show you where you need to put that time shortly. But at the same time, our offer is going to appear. Do you remember seeing that? So what we've got to do one more thing for this particular email to work as well. So this is for people that missed the webinar. This is for people that, sorry, this part is for the people that attended but missed the offer. So this email will only be sent to people that attended but missed the offer, and this one is for people that have seen the offer but didn't purchase. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go back into this page. We want to go to settings, webinar settings, and over here, so this is shown in seconds, so you need to work out how many seconds it is. So if it's at an hour, how many seconds is that? 60 minutes times 60 seconds, and then you work that out. Okay, so once you've worked that out, you put the time in here in seconds, and that's how these emails work. So if they were attended up to, in my particular webinar, if they attended up to over 1700 seconds, then they will have seen the offer. So that means they'd get this email only if they didn't purchase though. If they attended the webinar but didn't see the offer, so they attended for less than 1700 seconds, then they would receive this email. Okay, and these emails will only work if you have integrated your SMTP settings into ClickFunnels, and you'll find out how you can do that in the Funnel Extras module. Okay, and that is about it. So this is the automated webinar funnel.